Place your bets, you jackwagons. Brad the Big Noise Evans here. This is the Feed 5 podcast. And yes, I'm taking some solo shots tonight in college hoops. My tag team partner, Nate Lundy, right now drowning in the love juice. And maybe it's a fine bottle of Suavecito. Go pick that up right now at Total Wine and More. It is a hashtag Tequila Thursday after all. And bartender, pour me a neat añejo suavecito because when it hits the lips, oh, it tastes so damn good. Go grab yourself some suavecito tonight and throw up betting fiesta on this hashtag Tequila Thursday. And Shirley Lundy is enjoying his vacacion south of the border in Mexico. But the bets, they do continue here on the Feed 5 podcast. If you are brand new to this show, welcome. I do some YouTube only versions from time to time. With the college basketball slate so meaty, I think it needs to be addressed. I'm also going to roll out a divisional round NFL preview episode coming up either Friday or Saturday. Player props, and more player props, sides, totals, and more. I'll have all of my intimate details on my betting card revealed to the betting audiences in that episode. So stick around for that, and hopefully you are subscribed. If you're not, smash that button right now and join the party. With that put to bed, let's get after it on this hashtag Tequila Thursday and sip on another edition of the Fade 5. All right, college basketball, plethora of choices on the menu tonight, and I am going to be in the house saying ILL, and chanting with the home crowd at State Farm Center. I'm taking the Illinois Fighting Illini and laying the 6 against the visiting Indiana Hoosiers, minus 110 at BetMGM. Now, trying to parry the bias as best as I can. Trust me, I know this Illinois team inside and out. I think they're going to score the cover in this game. Illinois has seemed to have rounded a corner after the lull and the depressed play that they had mid-season. They have ripped off 4 straight wins, a couple of those coming on the road at Nebraska, who just knocked off Ohio State last night, and at Minnesota, who beat the Buckeyes on the road recently. But this is a team that is netting 53.1% inside the arc. That is numero uno in the Big Ten, and they are number 2 overall in effective field goal percentage defense. Dane Danger, the big man transfer from Baylor, has really turned it on. As long as they continue to feed the post, it's really going to open up the offensive scheme in general. Kick outs to guys like Coleman Hawkins, who can also beat you off the bounce and attack downhill. Same applies to Terrence Shannon, who is an electric scorer, and Matthew Meyer has been money in the bank inside and outside both sides of the floor, whether as an offensive force or a stout defender. I think Illinois just has too much firepower and is firing on all cylinders right now to be undercut by the visiting Hoosiers, who are, again, without Race Thompson, without Xavier Johnson. Those are 2 critical players that they will not have at their disposal. And this is a team that has dropped 3 of their last 4. They are number 8 in the Big Ten in three-point percentage defense. And I know that's been an area of inconsistency for Illinois, but maybe tonight the smooth stroke will show up inside the home arena. Indiana, too, number 9 in 2-point percentage D. So they're not exactly botting up inside, even with Jackson Davis back in action and playing at a high level. Also, maybe the biggest eyesore for the Hoosiers is the fact they're number 13 in the league in turnover percentage offense. And if you give Illinois transition opportunities, they're going to rim rocket. They're going to slam it home. So give me the Illini, ILL, with me in the house. Sorry you have to see this face, minus 6. Moving on, let's go out to a West matchup that you're not even thinking about, and the wicked, whack, and the guys are going to be making mac, daddies, in terms of scoring. New Mexico State and Southern Utah. I'm taking the over 148.5, minus 110 at DraftKings. It's all about pace of play in this game, in my estimation. Southern Utah, one of the fastest teams in the country, number 24, according to KenPom.com, and adjusted tempo. New Mexico State, a little bit slower, but still relish a brisk pace at number 130 in that category. Meanwhile, you look at Southern Utah in WAC action. They're shooting 39% for three and 55.9% inside the arc. They are number one overall in league play in effective field goal percentage offense, and they don't go out there and extend arms along the perimeter. Number 320 on the season in three-point percentage D. That favors the over. Meanwhile, with the Aggies in New Mexico State, nearly 40% of their shots in league play have come from along the perimeter. So if those shots are falling due to the wide openness of it all, and knowing, too, they're number 261 in effective field goal percentage defense, this points in one direction in the end, in one direction only. Over, and over again. Moving on, numero tres here on the abbreviated edition of the Fade 5 podcast. I'm going to roll with Mick Cronin's UCLA Bruins on the road at Arizona State. Minus 110 at BetMGM. UCLA laying 4.5. And I'm not scared of that road chalk. UCLA is my pick to win the national title. I think that right now at BetMGM, they're right plus 1,200, plus 1,400, right within that range. One of the most balanced teams in college basketball, a team that has won 13 straight games. They're number one in offensive and number one as well in defensive efficiency inside the Pac-12. They're just so well-rounded with Tiger Campbell and Jaime Jaquez and Jalen Clark, who's a premier defender. Meanwhile, you look at Arizona State, they can't shoot from outside consistently, only netting 28.0% along the perimeter in league play. And they're also, when they do drive and draw the whistles and get to the free throw line, they're not converting. They're only shooting 67% in Pac-12 play at the charity stripe. Overall in Pac-12 play, number 4 in adjusted offensive and number 4 in adjusted defensive efficiency. They thrive off of turnovers. And again, because of Tiger Campbell's slick handles and Jaime Jaquez as well, beating inside outside, UCLA just frankly doesn't turn the ball over. So if you keep Arizona State out of transition, you defend them in the paint and really clog that, force them outside, which I believe UCLA will do. And ultimately, the Bruins will prevail, and they're going to prevail by 5 or more points. So make some buckaroos with the Bruins in Tempe. Marching on, numero dos here on the Fade 5 podcast. Give me the BYU Cougars. Row, row, row. Plus 3 against the Santa Clara Broncos and Steve Nash U, minus 110 at Caesars Sportsbook. This line opened at 2.5. It's ticked up, half a point as a result, and I don't really understand why. You look at BYU. They have frankly been locked down defensively so far in WCC action. They're giving up just 0.784 points per possession. And they just played Gonzaga. And they had them on the ropes, Lawson in the waning moments. And a game really they should have won. But on the road, they have been outstanding defensively, giving up just 23.5% along the perimeter. Now, overall, offensively, that's the big question mark for them. Number 264 at effective field goal percentage offense on the season. But if George and Robinson can nail the triples from way downtown, I think they could spring the upset here against Santa Clara, who is 9-3, a respectable number, but they haven't been untouchable within their own friendly confines. Santa Clara, too, number 283 at home in effective field goal percentage offense, which is a bit of a head scratcher. Home is not where the numbers in production have been. And on the year in three-point percentage defense, number 265 in college basketball. So again, George Robinson, make it rain, and wow, the Cougars are going to bear those claws. I like them. Covering plus 3. And the top taco today on the Fade 5 podcast. Let's go back to the Big Ten where we started. And I'm going to go with another road warrior. And I think it's going to be Rutgers at plus 3 against the Sparty party, who's going to run out of beer. Those kegs are going to run dry, in my estimation. Minus 110 at DraftKings. Rutgers, one of the best stories in college basketball this season. and a team really to fear come March Madness. Right now, the advanced analytics models everywhere. They are top 12 or higher overall in the efficiency standings, whether it's Partorvik or Haslametrics or KenPom.com. A team that is number one in adjusted defensive efficiency in Big Ten action. They're giving up just 42.1% inside the arc, and they're forcing a ton of turnovers, 21.7% of the time, as a matter of fact. They got that huge W on the road against the Titans. That is a Purdue Boilermakers, so don't forget that. They are road-proven this season, and you look at Michigan State, a team that defends extraordinarily well, number one in the Big Ten in effective field goal percentage defense, but offensively, they're inconsistent and woeful at times. Number 8 in effective field goal percentage offense. The depth in the front court, you gotta, wonder about that overall. It has been an area that is problematic outside of Manny Sissoko. So really the key here for Rutgers is feed Big Cliff Amore. If you do that, if he stays out of foul trouble, the perimeter shots also fall in this game, and they don't have to fall at a prolific rate. But, shoot around 34, 35% for three, and Big Cliff goes for close to a double-double or at least 15 points. And I think Rutgers not only gets the cover +3, but also springs the Vegas upset in this one. So give me the Scarlet Knights to skewer the Spartans on the road. All right, bonus time here on this rapid fire edition of the Feed 5 podcast. Another game that I really like is another Road Warrior, and it's kind of a common theme. I went with UCLA, went with BYU, and with Rutgers, Uno, Dos, Tres. Oh, let's make it a quattro with a team traveling, and I like Hawaii. For those of you that watch me on Live Online, for those of you that follow me on social media, on Twitter at TeamHuevos, one of my favorite teams to wager on this season, and it's a phrase that I've said. There's always the Hawaii game, especially when they're at home on the late night tip. You're in chase mode and trying to make up for the units lost. Hawaii is usually not really there for you. I like them quite a bit in this contest tonight on the road at UC Irvine. And look at Hawaii. They have struggled to score. There's no doubt about it. On the season, number 225 in effective field goal percentage offense. They play at a slow and methodical pace. Number 296 according to KenPom and adjusted tempo, but man, they defend their asses off. Number 7 on the year among all college hoops teams in effective field goal percentage defense. Go to just 27.7% outside the arc and 43.7% inside of it. Now, it's a contrast of styles in this game. Irvine prefers an up-tempo style of play, but I think ultimately in this game, they are not going to hit the shots that they normally do with a high amount of frequency. Yeah, they're number one in the Big West in adjusted offensive efficiency, but, you look at them, and they're not shooting the ball all that well from outside in conference action. And Hawaii, their ability to keep you, inside the half-court setting, I think the Rainbow Warriors bludgeon them and win the game straight up. I like them plus 130 on the money line. Again, let me give you my TeamHuevos money line parlay day. We missed yesterday. And it was the first leg, and it was the only leg I missed. Army came all the way back from a double-digit deficit and nearly won it in the final moments, but they coughed it up late, and as a result, that one fell short. So not going to be a 6-legger today. We're going to do a 3-leg parlay. Leg numero uno. Give me UT-Arlington taking on UT Rio Grande Valley, a battle of the Lone Star State. You look at Arlington, number 1 in conference play and offensive rebounding percentage. You're getting a second chance opportunity 35.7% of the time. Rio Grande Valley just lousy offensively on the season, number 343 in turnover percentage offense. So they've coughed it up a lot, and they're north of number 250 as well in adjusted offensive efficiency. Meanwhile, leg numero dos, give me Arizona. The get right game for them at home against the Trojans of USC, who are not going to fight on in this game. Arizona is limping a bit in this contest, but they should be able to get back in smooth waters here. Number 7 in the country and adjusted offensive efficiency. Now, They got a lot of sketchiness defensively. There's no question about it. They love that zip, 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 zip style of play. But USC, I don't think can hang with Arizona from outside. Now, Arizona is dead last right now in the Pac-12 in three-point percentage offense. Kirk really hasn't found his stroke, but tonight could be that night. USC, meanwhile, only shooting 27.7% from distance. This game will probably be somewhat tight, but I think in the end, Arizona will take this by 3 or more. Give me them on the money line. And the last one, up there in Boulder, a place that I visited often when I lived in the great state of Colorado. Give me the Buffs, who I think are going to stampede tonight against the Washington Huskies. Colorado there at home, number 18 in adjusted defensive efficiency on the season, and a team running faster than it normally does. They're number 47 on the year in adjusted tempo. Meanwhile, look at Washington. They have not run a game on the road in a true road situation this season. 0 for 4, and they're number 11 and number 9 in offensive rebounding and defensive rebounding percentage. And I know they lean heavily on that zone, but they just don't have the front court depth or the depth of size overall to compete with a Colorado team that really crashes the glass and bodies you up defensively. So give me CU to get the victory there. Leg numero tres. So uno, dos, tres, mi amigos. All 3 of those legs hit. You're looking at plus 140 at BetMGM. All right, that is a wrap. Again, on this rapid fire Uzi styled Fade 5 podcast. Drop me a rating and a review, would you kindly, if you enjoy this podcast, whether you're a college basketball fan or not. Maybe you're just a hardcore bettor and degen like me. Totally fine. Feed or follow us on Twitter. That's something I always preach. I'm going to give you the information. I'm going to give you my opinion. Fade or follow is entirely up to you. You can follow me and my free spreadsheet at TeamHuevos. I've already got some NFL player prop selections posted there, along with all my college hoops plays, and there are going to be a couple of more I'm going to add throughout the day. Follow Lundy and his spreadsheet picks when he gets back from vacation at Nate Lundy. For the vacationing Nate Lundy, I'm Brad Evans, and as always, until next time, feed or follow. That is up to you.